Hi, I'm Mary Farrington-Lorch.
And I'm Alexia Lorch.
I'm on the board of directors for TheaterWorks. I've found over the years that TheaterWorks is a great place for theater for the community. Wouldn't you agree, Alexia?
Yeah, I think it's also a great space for people who just want to perform and have full-time jobs, still have a place to perform.
TheaterWorks is a place where people such as you, when you first came out of college, had some wonderful experiences. I recall seeing you in Quiltmaker's Gift.
That was one of my favorites for sure. I loved getting to perform for the children. I loved TYA. It was a fun cast, and I got to work with Craig Baumler, who is the music director for that show, but he was also the composer for A Quiltmaker's Gift, which is based off of a children's book. But I loved the talkbacks after with the children. They would get to ask us questions. Most of the time, though, they wanted to know how long it took us to make the quilt that was flown in at the end, and how long it took us to make the costumes, which we did neither.
I also remember when we saw you in Once Upon a Mattress, we brought some friends with us who had young children, and they were so captivated by all the music of the performance that at some point the children got up and were dancing in their seats.
Yeah, I could see them. I was downstage for the song that spells out Fred. It's F-R-E-D, F-R-E-D, Fred. I'm in love with a girl named Fred. That's the song. And we had sort of repetitious choreography, and I could see them towards the end of the song that they had sort of picked up on it, and they were doing it in the audience. It was very cute.
One of my favorite shows that I got to watch you in was Chorus Line. What an iconic classic show that was. I really loved seeing you in that show.
Yeah, that was definitely a dream show that I wanted to do, and so I'm glad that I have had the opportunity to at least do it once. Maybe there's an opportunity in the future.
But what I also love about TheaterWorks is their opportunities, not only for young adults and adults of all ages, but for children and those with other special disabilities to be accepted into this community and be able to show their truth selves through their performances.
My first opportunity with TheaterWorks was actually as a teaching artist. I got to teach one of the Broadway-bound summer camps. We did Alice in Wonderland Jr., and I was the choreographer for that summer camp. And I love teaching. I've done it before, but it was such a great opportunity. And the children always have a lot of fun. They learn a lot of things. They learn, if they haven't done theater before, they learn how to work together. They learn how to memorize lines and music and choreography. And that's not an easy thing to do. But they're always very proud of themselves at what they've accomplished at the end. And then their family is always excited to see them and proud of what they've accomplished as well.
What I also found really fun about TheaterWorks was one time when our dog got to be a part in a play. She had such a great time playing Fritz in Frankenstein. That show was one of the highlights of her life, and she just loved coming to the theater. She knew when she was in the car going to the theater, and when she got to the theater door, she knew where her dressing room was. Although I think Chris said that she was probably the only actor who did not enjoy the adulation from the audience. She couldn't wait to get off the stage after the curtain calls.
I remember we'd alternate driving her, and she would just, not only did she love car rides, but this was very different because she knew where she was going, and she would just look up at me in the passenger seat very, very longingly. But she, as soon as we got out of the car, she knew exactly where the stage door was, but she had to go potty before she went in first, and knew exactly where the dressing room was once she got inside. And the opening night, we had not been able to see any of the rehearsals, so we didn't know how it was actually going. We only heard how it was going. But opening night, you could see that she realized there were people out there, and her ears perked forward, and she's looking, but then she went back to whatever it was that she was supposed to do, and she put her head on one of the actors' knees and was just in it. And then she was ushered off the stage, and it was amazing that she didn't bark. I was sitting there like, oh God, don't bark, don't bark. It was like a theater parent moment.
But it shows you that TheaterWorks is truly theater for the community. There is something at TheaterWorks for everybody, whether it's a puppet play, whether it is a musical, whether you were involved in Broadway Senior, or if you've been involved in Kids Alive. TheaterWorks has something for everybody. And I hope that you, who have been continuing to support us during this pandemic year, can continue to support us throughout the coming years. TheaterWorks exists for you, for our community, and for everyone. Thank you.
And remember, this is just an intermission, so we'll see you all soon.